Imagine, if you will, being the most photographed woman on the planet. Every hair flip is a headline, every coat choice is a socio-political statement, and then, suddenly, you vanish. The internet, being the calm, rational place it is, decided the only logical explanation for Catherine's absence was that she'd been replaced by a body double, was secretly a contestant on The Masked Singer, or had perhaps escaped to a tropical island to live out a life of anonymity. But the truth, as it often does, turned out to be far more human, far more sobering, and a massive reality check for the digital detectives. Welcome back to Royal Fusion TV, where we're dissecting the announcement that stopped the world in its tracks. Quick favor, if you are finding this deep dive insightful, do hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. Over 92% of you watching haven't joined the family yet, and honestly, it takes less time than a royal wave. It's free, it supports the channel, and it means the world to us. Thank you for being here. Now, let's get back to the heart of the matter. For months, the global conversation felt like a high-stakes game of Where's Wally, but with higher stakes and much better millinery. When the Princess of Wales underwent abdominal surgery in London back in January, the official line was non-cancerous. It was a routine health update, or so we thought. But in the world of the 24-hour news cycle, silence isn't golden, it's a vacuum. And if the palace doesn't fill that vacuum with facts, the internet will fill it with pure, unadulterated chaos. We saw everything from blurry car photos being analyzed like they were the Zapruder film to conspiracy theories that would make a sci-fi writer blush. But then, the garden video happened. Seated on a simple wooden bench, framed by daffodils, the international symbol of hope, mind you, Catherine delivered a masterclass in poise under pressure. She confirmed that while the initial surgery was successful, post-operative tests revealed that cancer had, in fact, been present. It's the kind of news that feels like a physical blow, even when delivered with the steady, measured tones of a future queen. Now, let's talk about the C word. It's a heavy lift for anyone, but imagine having to process that while the entire world is screaming for a selfie as proof of life. Catherine described the diagnosis as a huge shock, which is perhaps the British understatement of the century. We are talking about a 42-year-old mother of three who, until 5 minutes ago, was the literal poster girl for health and vitality. The transition from major surgery recovery to preventative chemotherapy is a jarring one. Think of it like finishing a marathon only to be told you now have to climb Everest, backwards. This isn't just a medical update, it's a testament to the fact that behind the tiaras and the titles, there is a very real, very vulnerable human being navigating a nightmare in a fishbowl. The bravery required to sit there, alone, and address the world while your own world is spinning is nothing short of remarkable. But why the delay? Why let the rumors spiral for weeks? The answer is as relatable as it is heartbreaking: George, Charlotte, and Louis. If you've ever had to explain something difficult to a child, like why the goldfish is sleeping or why they can't have chocolate for breakfast, multiply that by 1 billion. Catherine was incredibly clear: they needed time to process this as a family. They needed to explain the situation to 3 young children in a way that was appropriate for them, and reassure them that mummy is going to be okay. In an era where we expect instant access to everyone's private life, the Waleses chose to prioritize their roles as parents over their roles as public property. It's a bold move that reminds us that while they might live in a palace, their hearts beat just like ours. They weren't hiding from the public, they were protecting their children. To make matters even more surreal, this news didn't drop in a vacuum. It came while King Charles III is also navigating his own cancer treatment. It's like a plot twist a screenwriter would reject for being too on the nose. Just last week, Queen Camilla was in Northern Ireland telling well-wishers that the king is doing very well, but was disappointed he couldn't attend. The British Monarchy is currently facing a thinning of the ranks that no one saw coming. With the king and the princess both sidelined, the firm is looking a little lean. It puts Prince William in an almost impossible position, balancing the weight of the throne with the weight of being a supportive husband and father during his family's darkest hour. It's a high-wire act with no safety net, played out on the global stage. If there's one takeaway from this entire saga, it's that empathy should always outpace curiosity. The princess ended her message with a plea for time, space, and privacy. It's a simple request: yet one that seems hardest for the modern world to grant. This wasn't just a royal announcement, it was a woman asking for the grace to heal. She also sent a powerful message to everyone else fighting the same battle, telling them, "You are not alone." It turned a private struggle into a moment of universal connection. Whether you're a royalist or a skeptic, you have to admire the sheer grit it took to turn a moment of immense vulnerability into a beacon of strength for others. Thank you for watching.